Well, good morning, everybody, and afternoon. I'm Hewie Poplock. This is Tech for Senior, June 26, 2023, episode 169. And as I said, I'm Hewie Poplock, and I'm your host today. Ron is still with family. I've been talking to him. He's been online with me, and he got the meeting started for me. And we'll see him next week. He'll be back for a couple of weeks, and then we'll take another couple of weeks to be with the rest of his family. So he'll be back. So don't fret. You don't have just me and Bob and the others, but he'll be back. This is a 1-hour show about technology with Q&A at the end. And today we're going to be talking about security, ribbons and quick access toolbar for the Microsoft products in both PCs and Macs, and safeguarding Windows against malware, EV or electric cars, part 8 on mobile apps for charging from Mike. And Ray will have his musical section at the end, and then we'll have our Q&A. So that's what's on store for today. I need to move quite quickly because we've got a long show today, and I don't want to run too much over because I think we may be a minute or two over. But I would like to introduce our staff. First, we've got Bob. How are you doing?
Good morning.
Today?
We'll do it quick and short. Nice day again to you today. Huey, go on to the next one.
Okay, Ray, how are things in Arizona?
Everything here is fine, where the weather is enjoyable, although the forecast is it's going to get a little bit hot, but that's what we're used to here.
And Bill James in Oklahoma.
It's warming up for us. It's 83 degrees. And good morning, everyone, or an afternoon.
Yep. Mike Ungerman, say hello to everybody.
It's actually a beautiful full sun day, so I can sit here with a smile and charge my PHEV.
Yeah. And then we also have a guest with us today who is going to be doing one of the sessions, and that's Marcia Berkey. And Marcia, I see you're here. Say hello to everybody.
Hello, everyone. It's good to be here.
And so we're going to have a section from her on the Microsoft products, and I think you'll get a lot out of that if you use any of those. So don't forget that we're in our 4th year of Tech for Senior. By all means, invite others. We've got room for others. We've got some people on our YouTube channel watching as well. The YouTube channel is with us until about 55 minutes before the hour, when we have to cut it off because we're going to be doing the musical section. And those people can join us if there's room, and there usually is, to come over to the Zoom meeting if they would like. But in the meantime, you can be watching us on YouTube. Don't forget, the Thursday, we have the Tech for Senior Live. That's Thursday mornings, or actually we start at noon Eastern time, and then mornings for the rest of you. And be sure to subscribe to our newsletter. We're getting better and better articles and more interesting information in them. And it comes out every Saturday and every Tuesday. So there's 2 newsletters a week, and it's free. Like all of what we do is free. So we don't make any money at it either. We do request that if you feel you're getting something out of it to help our expenses, we do have our coffee fund, and you can get to that on our website. And I'll put our website in the chat during the show as well. And today we have a premiere service where we're going to have what to do with cookie banners by Bob G. Should you purchase a cable modem, Ron Brown, and then I'm doing one of the premiere videos, Google Maps Street View. And so those will be the 3 in the premiere video. I posted the link to the premiere video in the chat box. I'll do it again if anyone joined after I posted it. With that, I think we're in good shape to get started. Bob, you're up first with your security.
Here is my security news roundup for the week ending June 23rd, 2023. 100,000 plus stolen ChatGPT account credentials, sold on dark web marketplaces. Over 101,100 compromised OpenAI ChatGPT account credentials have found their way on illicit dark web marketplaces between June 2022 and May 2023, with India alone accounting for 12,632 stolen credentials. The credentials were discovered within information stealer logs made available for sale on the cybercrime underground. Group IB said in a report shared with the Hacker News. The number of available logs containing compromised ChatGPT accounts reached a peak of 26,802 in May of 2023. The Singapore headquartered company said. Read more at thehackernews.com. Update your ASUS Wi-Fi router right now. If you've dropped a pretty penny on a gaming-grade Wi-Fi router from ASUS or just one of its more expensive models, you need to update the firmware right away. That's according to a security bulletin from ASUS itself, which says that older firmware contains critical vulnerabilities. Routers from the Republic of Gamers GT and GS series, the cheaper TUF and RT series, and the Zen Wi-Fi mesh systems are affected. According to Bleeping Computer, there are 2 vulnerabilities patched in the latest router firmware, both of which could be used to gain arbitrary code execution. Read more at PCWorld.com. Apple releases patches for actively exploited flaws in iOS, macOS, and Safari. Apple on Wednesday released a slew of updates for iOS, iPadOS, macOS, watchOS, and Safari browser to address a set of flaws it said were actively exploited in the wild. This includes a pair of 0 days that have been weaponized in a mobile surveillance campaign called Operation Triangulation that has been active since 2019. The exact threat actor behind the activity is not known. The sophisticated implant operates solely in the memory, leaving no traces of the activity following a device reboot. It also comes with diverse data collection and tracking capabilities. Read more at thehackernews.com. Apple to automatically assign each user a passkey. Apple is taking a big step to end traditional passwords by automatically enrolling users into the industry alternative known as passkeys. The company plans to do so when it launches iOS 17, iPad OS 17, and Mac OS Sonoma later this year, likely around September. Once they roll out, the operating system will automatically assign a passkey to the user's Apple ID, the company says. This means users won't have to type in their Apple ID or password when signing into an Apple website. Instead, they can simply scan their fingerprint, face, or type in a PIN code to unlock access, much like how existing smartphones can work. Read more at PCMag.com. NSA releases guide to combat Black Lotus bootkit targeting Windows systems. The U.S. National Security Agency on Thursday released guidance to help organizations detect and prevent infections of a unified extensible firmware interface, bootkit, called Black Lotus. To that end, the agency is recommending that infrastructure owners take action by hardening user executable policies and monitoring the integrity of the boot partition. Black Lotus is an advanced crimeware solution that was first spotlighted in October of 2022 by Kaspersky, a UEFI bootkit capable of bypassing Windows secure boot protections. Samples of the malware have since emerged in the wild. Read more at thehackernews.com. New cryptocurrency mining campaign targets Linux systems and IoT devices. Internet-facing Linux systems and Internet of Things devices are being targeted as part of a new campaign designed to illicitly mine cryptocurrency. The threat actors behind the attack use a backdoor that deploys a wide array of tools and components, such as rootkits and an IRC bot, to steal device resources for mining operations. Microsoft's threat intelligence researcher, ℚ𝕠𝕟 𝔹𝕣𝕠𝕟, said, "The backdoor also installs a patched version of OpenSSH on affected devices, allowing threat actors to hijack SSH credentials, move laterally within the network, and conceal malicious SSH connections. To pull off the scheme, misconfigured Linux hosts are brute-forced to gain initial access, following which the threat actors move to disable shell history and fetch a Trojanized version of OpenSSH from a remote server." Read more at hackernews.com. Millions of GitHub repositories likely vulnerable to repo jacking attack. Millions of software repositories on GitHub are likely vulnerable to an attack called repo jacking, a new study has revealed. This includes repositories from organizations such as Google, Lyft, and several others. Massachusetts-based cloud-native security firm Aqua said in a Wednesday report. The supply chain vulnerability, also known as dependency repository hijacking, is a class of attack that makes it possible to take over retired organizations or usernames and publish Trojanized versions of repositories to run malicious code. Read more at thehackernews.com. This week's must-see on my YouTube channel. Today we'll explore a bit of nature. I've been a VP of this labor of love since 2010. Our 35-acre park is coming together, and the increase in wildlife is a testament of that. Please watch my video on that topic at the link listed. Did you know? No one knows how William Shakespeare's name was really spelled, and neither did he. Sources from William Shakespeare's lifetime spell his last name in more than 80 different ways. The CIA headquarters has its own Starbucks, but baristas don't write names on the cups. Laughter helps you put everything into perspective, thanks to Jim Henson. Few will have the greatness to bend history itself, but each of us can work to change a small portion of events. And in the total of all those acts will be written the history of this generation, thanks to Bobby Kennedy. Just thought you might want to know. And that's a wrap for this week's Security News Roundup. Stay safe, stay secure. I'll see you again next week. And thanks for listening and watching. Bye-bye.
Boy, they just keep coming, don't they? But
Every single week, more to report on.
Marcia's going to be next, and I'll go ahead and play your video, Marcia. And Marcia will be available in the Q&A at the end to answer any questions. And
Also, just one thing. I'm going to put in the chat a link to Microsoft. You can have up to 6 people on an account for $99.99 a year, and they don't have to be in the same household. And I just thought some people might want to know that. So I'll put a link to that in the chat.
Okay.
Today, I wanted to share with you how to learn more about and how to customize the ribbons or tabs used for the Microsoft Office programs. Things like Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, and other programs within their suite. What I will focus on is Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, but it works in all of the Microsoft applications just about the same way. This method of learning a new program will also help you in other programs. So let's get started. All of the programs have the same ribbon or tab headings at the top of their window. Then within the ribbon, it will have groups, and within a group, it will have individual tools. Let's take a look at the ribbon headings, the ribbon or tabs. I'll probably be calling it ribbon because that's the first term that it came out with, but you could also say tabs. So on the ribbons, if you can think about what do you want to do? If you want to put anything into your document or your spreadsheet or your presentation or PowerPoint, then you would probably go to the insert ribbon. And on this ribbon, it's going to have different groupings of things. So if you wanted to put tables into your, in this case, Word document, you go to the table group, and here are more tools on tables. If you wanted to put things into the page, you would go to the pages group, illustrations, add-ins, media, links, comments, header and footer, which are found at the very top or bottom of every page, text, etc. So you can, if you want to put it into, you go to the insert. The home ribbon is pretty much basic word processing, in this case, tools. And in it, you have your clipboard. We could do a whole program on just on the clipboard. Fonts. This is a special add-in. Paragraphs, styles, editing, voice, editor, and so forth. Within a group, let's take a look at the paragraph group. You have all the tools that do anything with paragraphs. So here are bullets, numbers. As I hold my cursor over the tool, a tooltip will pop up and tell me what it does. And if there is a shortcut for it, for example, if I go to align left, the shortcut for that is Control L on Windows. It would be Command L on Mac. Align center, align right, and so on. Everything to do with a paragraph is within this group, and for every single group. There are certain ribbons that are context sensitive. So if I go to insert and I insert a shape and just draw a shape, and then I double click that, it opens up the shape format ribbon, and all of these tools deal with the shape, bringing it forward, the position, wrapping text, the fill, the outline, everything to do with shapes. If I did an image, so if I go to insert pictures, I choose this device or any other, and I chose an image, then the picture format will come up, and I can change the wrap text to square so that I can move it around, put it any place that I want it, or all other kinds of styles. Anything to do with pictures will be on this picture format. You can even hold down the Shift tab and you can go back and forth between the shape or the picture in case you're putting them together. You may want to create your own customized ribbon. And to do that, you can go to File, Options, and then Customize Ribbon. And then you can see that I already have common commands here. If I wanted to rename it, I can right-click and rename. I can change the position of wherever this shows. I put it on the end so it would be a little less confusing to you. And over here, then I'd like to choose, you can look at popular commands or all commands. I like to see what's really in there. If I click over here and then type the letter of a command that I want to go to, and I want the read aloud tool in my common commands. So read aloud is selected here, common commands is selected here. Now I've chosen my tool. Now I need to add it to a group. It doesn't really fit in any of these groups. So now I can select new group, and I could add a new group to any of my other tabs if I wanted to as well. I can right click, rename this group. I can just put a symbol, or I'll call this reading for now. I can always change it later. Now I can choose read aloud to reading custom, and add in. Now when I click OK, right here is the tool. To test that, we can just put in a random text, so equals rand, and we put in how many paragraphs we want. I'll do 4. And it puts in 4 paragraphs for us. And when I click read aloud,
Video provides a powerful way to help you prove your point. When you click online video, you can paste in the embed.
So over here are play and pause tools, are forward or back. So any text that you wanted to, it would read aloud to you. And I don't have to go looking for it. I can just come to common commands and read aloud. You can do that again, as I said, in any of these groups that you want to. You can add special tools, or you can make your own on customized ribbon. Now, the quick access toolbar is quite a bit the same. So it normally shows on the bottom. You can right click on that. You can say show quick access toolbar above the ribbon. That actually will hold more than below, it looks like. I'm going to turn off the read aloud. And it comes with just a few tools on here. I like to put things that I use often on here. So again, you would just click on the drop down arrow. You can turn on tools that it automatically has for you, or ones that you've added. Now, to add more, you just go to more commands, and it acts the same way. You look under which commands you want to choose from, not on the ribbon, all commands, macros, popular commands, and then you'll scroll down to find whichever tool that you want to put and paste, and then we'll just add it. And it says for all documents, or you can just say for the document you're working on. So we'll add paste special. I'll say OK, and right there is paste special. So both your customized ribbon and your quick access toolbar are designed to give you tools at your fingertips that you don't have to go looking for them. Of course, you may forget where they are if you don't go looking for them anymore, but you have them right there. So whatever program that you're trying to learn how to use, try to get familiar with the menus or the tabs or ribbons, however they're called, and what's within that one tab or menu, and then how are they sorted within those menus or ribbons or tabs. and it will pay off for you so much. It'll save you so much time. I hope that was helpful. See you next time.
And then I'm muted. A lot of good information there. Thank you very much, Marcia. She'll be available to answer some questions during the Q&A. One of the things I like to use the footer for all of my documents is I like to put where I have it stored on my computer. So if I have to bring it up again, I can just look in the footer, and there is where I've stored it and what I've called that file. So it's a good use of a footer, even if you don't normally put something in a footer. All right, I'll turn it over now to Bill, and Bill's going to talk about some things about malware and Windows. Bill?
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to talk about safeguarding Windows against malware using some of the built-in tools that are available in your operating system that you may not be aware of. Microsoft offers 2 malware scanning tools for Windows: the Microsoft Malicious Software Removal Tool, or the commonly known as MSRT, And the one that you may not know is the Microsoft Safety Scanner. The Microsoft Safety Scanner is less known, and it's a scans tool designed to find and remove malware from Windows computers. It's a portable executable that scans on demand, and it doesn't appear in the Windows Start menu or as an icon on your desktop. The malicious software removal tool and the Microsoft Scanner are both weapons in their arsenal of cybersecurity. It's designed to protect your digital lives from the ever-evolving threats lurking in the shadows of the digital realm. The MSRT is a free utility that scans, detects, and removes prevalent malicious software from Windows-based systems. It's released on a regular basis as part of the Windows update, and the MSRT acts as a silent signal, tirelessly searching for and neutralizing threats that may have found their way into your computer. The scanner is a standalone, on-demand, that can be downloaded and run when needed, providing a thorough analysis of your system to detect and remove malware that may have invaded the regular security measures. Its versatility and portability makes it an invaluable tool, capable of operating alongside existing antivirus software or as a secondary opinion when doubts arise. The MSERT is a free utility offered by Microsoft designed to protect you from the ever-evolving threats lurking in the digital realm. The main difference between the Microsoft malicious software removal tool and the Microsoft Safety Scanner is that the MSRT only removes specific malwares that are prevalent or high risk, while the MSERT can remove all known malware at the time of download. Another difference is that the MSRT is released monthly as part of the Windows Update or as a standalone tool, while the MSRET is a portable tool that does not require installation or updates. Both tools can scan and remove malware from Windows computers, but they have different scopes and purposes. The MSRT is more suitable for routine checks and removal of common threats, while the MSRET is more suitable for emergency situations and removal of all kinds of threats. Careful comparison of the two descriptions shows them to be more alike than different. Further perusal of the MSERT doc page helps to zero on the important differences, as it reads, the safety scanner only scans when manually triggered and is available for use 10 days after being downloaded. They recommend that you always download the latest version of this tool before each scan. The major difference between the two, as you can see, is currency. By the third week of the month, a new version of MSRET should be available, whereas MSRT changes only once a month. Thus, you should always, again, download the latest version before each scan. This spells the key differences between the two tools. You want to download the Microsoft Scanner and run the scan to find malware and try to reverse changes made by the identified threats. There are two versions available, the 32-bit and 64. Most newer computers are 64-bit, so that would be the version that you would download. The Security Intelligence Update version of the Microsoft Safety Scanner will match the version described on the download page. And the Safety Scanner only scans when manually triggered, and the Safety Scanner expires 10 days after being downloaded. So there again, remember, you always want to download the latest version. To run it, you download the tool and open it, select the type of scan you want to run, and start the scan. Review the scan results displayed on the screen, and then for a detailed detection results, you can view the log by entering a run command with that string. To remove the tool, you delete the executable file, which is identified as msert.exe by default. To rerun the scan with the latest anti-malware definitions, you download the tool again and run the scanner. Like clockwork, Microsoft also issues Windows security and bug fix updates on the second Tuesday of each month. Over time, this day of the month has become known as Patch Tuesday or Update Tuesday. These updates flow through the Windows Update facility. Patch Tuesday includes an item named Windows Malicious Software Removal Tool, or also known as MSRT. As part of the normal update drill for most Windows users, the MSRT gets run every Tuesday as a matter of routine. That means that many, if not most, Windows desktops get an obligatory malware check and repair run at least once a month. MSRT can be run on its own, but is not required or used in that way very often. If you want to do a manual run of MSRT, in the search box, type run, or you can use the shortcut Windows key +R to open the run app. And in the provided box, type in MRT, say yes to accept the changes to this device, then click next to scan for and help remove specific malicious software from your computer. The next window, choose the type of scan you want to run, quick scan, full scan, or custom scan. Click next to begin the scan. Here's some screenshots which you might find in your your File Explorer. The first one shows the knowledge base installation. The second one shows the download of the executable for the Windows software scan. It's kind of amusing and also confusing, and you probably already identified that the name of these two tools differ only by the letter E in the middle of the name string. One is MSRT and the other one is MSERT. But that said, they're different tools, though they serve essentially the same purpose. If a user needs to run a manual virus scan and repair tool on a potentially infected PC, it makes sense to use the Microsoft Safety Scanner for that purpose. These tools will not replace your anti-malware products. For real-time protection with automatic updates, you'll want to use the Microsoft Defender antivirus on Windows 11, 10, 8, or the Microsoft Security Essentials on Windows 7. These anti-malware products provide free, powerful malware removal capabilities. If you want to compare these tools with the popular Malwarebytes, you'll find that Malwarebytes is a comprehensive anti-malware software designed to detect and remove a wide range of malware, including viruses, ransomware, adware, potentially unwanted programs, are known as PUPs. The Malwarebytes provides real-time protection, scheduled scans, and a wide range of advanced features to safeguard systems from various threats. The Microsoft Malicious Software Removal Tool is a tool that targets and removes prevalent malware infections from Windows-based systems. It focuses on specific types of malicious software known to be widespread and actively poses a threat to users. The Safety Scanner is an on-demand scanning tool offered by Microsoft, and it focused specifically on detecting and removing prevalent malware that may have evaded regular security measures. It is not designed for real-time protection, but serves as a secondary scanner to complement existing antivirus software or for occasional system scans. In summary, Microsoft offers two malware scanning tools for Windows: the Microsoft Malicious Software Removal Tool and the Microsoft Safety Scanner. Both Malwarebytes, the Windows Malicious Software Removal Tool, and the Microsoft Safety Scanner are valuable tools in the fight against malware. Malware Bytes offers more comprehensive and feature-rich solution for real-time protection, while the MSRT specifically targets prevalent malware as a supplemental tool. On the other hand, Microsoft Safety Scanner is an on-demand scanning tool provided by Microsoft, focusing on the detection and the removal of prevalent malware as a secondary option or supplemental scanner. Neither will MSRT or MSERT provide real-time protection or advanced features beyond their scanning capabilities. To do so, you may want to choose Microsoft Defender Antivirus or Malware Bytes for continuous protection, while the Windows malicious software removal tool and the Microsoft Safety Scanner serves as an additional tool for occasional scanning needs.
And so there's lots of tools out there to counteract a lot of what Bob tells us every week. And there's a lot more. And a lot of you use your own antivirus programs and anti-malware. But that was a good comprehensive talk on the ones that Microsoft includes. So thank you. Very good. All right. Next is Mike. And Mike, I will set this up for you.
I'm Mike Ungerman of the Central Florida Computer Society. Today, we'll continue with the 8th in a series on electric vehicles and the 3rd on EV charging. Our last EV presentation covered the use of Level 3 public and commercial charging. Today, we'll expand on that subject by going over online resources, commercial network mobile apps, navigation mobile apps, and independent apps and social media. If you saw my last presentation, you've seen these images before. They still represent the two major types of commercial networks, Tesla superchargers and all other commercial DC charging networks using the CHAdeMO or CCS standards. Many of the latter also have Level 2 AC charging available as well. Today's presentation is applicable to all commercial Level 2 and 3 charging. I reviewed many of the non-Tesla commercial companies that provide Level 3 public charging in my last presentation. Let's look at the latest ChargePoint and their mobile app as an example of most of them. Here is the ChargePoint website. Let's take a look at a short video explaining their methods of charging an EV and using their mobile app.
Hi everyone, I'm Lucia from ChargePoint and I'm going to show you how simple it is to charge any electric vehicle using ChargePoint. To get started, create a free account online or in the app. It's super fast and easy. Once you're signed up, there's 3 ways you can charge: with your phone, with the app, or with your card. You can charge as soon as you sign up using your phone. Drivers agree it's the easiest way to charge. Setting up Tap to Charge will be different depending on if you have an iPhone or an Android. The app will walk you through all of it. Once you're set up, tap your phone right over the RFID reader. Make sure your screen is on for Android and your fingers on Touch ID for iPhone. Listen for the beep and the click that unlocks the connector. Just unplug it from the station right here. Go ahead and open your port door and plug it in. And you're charging. Double check to make sure your car is charging before you head off. Most EVs have indicator lights on the dashboard to let you know if you're charging. You can also check your charging status anytime in the mobile app or on the station. That's it. You can go about your day. No need to stand around and wait for your car to charge. Make sure to enable notifications in the mobile app so we can send you a reminder when you're done charging. Once you're done charging or have as much range as you need, just tap your phone right over the RFID reader to stop charging. You'll hear the beep. Unplug the connector from your car and plug it back into the station. And that's it. Charging your electric car is really that easy. I'm gonna head off and grab some coffee. You guys stay tuned for more EV videos.
Now let's take a look at the ChargePoint Android app as I installed it on my Pixel 6a phone. And I'm not already a member, so I had to first establish my account. Typical sign-up screens. Got to verify my account. Choosing where I intend to use the account, in public or with their home charge, which I don't have. How I will pay for my charge. Note that I can tie this account in with my Google Pay if I wish, a fully mobile transaction. In the video we just watched, similar direction on how to use the app at the charging station. Note that I have to turn on near-field communication, which I normally don't have on all the time for security purposes. Now I can configure the app for my vehicle. I've set it up for my Kia Niro plug-in hybrid. I'll enable notifications. I'll allow location access so I can get location information on their charging stations. I can filter out their charging stations not relevant to my vehicle if I wish. Now we see a map near my present location. The gray point on the map, shown here, is one of ChargePoint's charging stations near me. Since my Kia Niro doesn't support level 3 charging, I have the option to select only those connectors that I can use. Here I have selected a level 1 wall outlet and a level 2 J1772 connector. You can see the DC fast charging stations also available, which I might use at some point in the future if I purchase a full battery electric vehicle. A Fisker interests me at the moment. Now we're back to the map, and I'm getting some green icons that match my charging requirements. I further refine my filters to only show me chargers reported as available. Here, I've requested the details of the chargers that are shown to be available. Note that the first one is a free charger at a retail establishment. Second two will require payment. Back to the map, and I've turned on the satellite view. This gives me a better understanding of where the charging points are actually located. Back to my account screen and note some of the features that are available to me. One of them, Connections, provides some promotional discounts that I can take advantage of. I can become a VIP if I wish. And then there are various different types of connections that are available to me. Although the charging companies have location finding capabilities, the major mapping applications, both on computers and on mobile apps, have the ability to find charging stations as well as help plan your routes based on where you might want to charge your EV. Let's take a look at Google and Waze mapping applications. I didn't look at Apple Maps. It's similar, but I don't have access to it. So Google Maps has long provided references to points of interest along map routing. Recently, they've added EV charging stations to their capabilities. I put in the World Golf Renaissance Village in St. Augustine, a trip that I planned from my home in the Orlando area. I'm using this trip as mapped out on Google Maps to see where I could charge my Kia Niro. Here's the route of approximately 113 miles. My Kia, when fully charged, provides 26 miles of pure EV before switching into hybrid mode. If I want to have a full battery for the return trip, I'm going to have to recharge at my destination. I can filter Google's search results by the type of charging plug that I want. Here I've chosen my J1772 plug. You can see the other charging plugs supported in the search if I had a full battery electric vehicle. Back to the mapping screen, I've already chosen my destination and put in the query EV charging stations. You can see that 2 have been identified. I have moused over the top one and I see the information at the bottom of my screen. A street view of the charging station can be obtained. For the first one, it looks like it's out in the country somewhere. This additional view is a little better. It appears to be either at a hotel or commercial building. This picture actually shows me the charging point. You can see it over here in the corner. I'd have to drive to it and check out to see whether activities are nearby if I want to spend the time to recharge. Given that I have a full hybrid capabilities for my return trip, I'll likely not do so. But if this was a BEV, I'd have to find another location. Now let's compare Waze's EV support. Although Google now owns Waze, the display and information can be different. Here I get this prompt to customize my settings. And I can turn these features on, and as in Google, select my charging plugs. I'll compare Waze's results for the same trip I put in Google Maps. Note that there's an EV charging station icon pictured to add a stop. Here's my route. And now I'm going to have to add a search for the charging stations. It didn't automatically put them on the route. The results do show more stations, and 2 of them match what I previously found. Here we have World Golf Village and a couple down here at this intersection. One at World Golf Village, and a Tesla station, even though I had filtered out my plug. Here's details of one location I'd likely select for my Kia. It's at a business. I don't know exactly what's around it. I'll have to do some additional searching to see if this is a place that I would want to actually go and do while my car is charging. There is an independent Android app combining mapping and route planning for EVs. It's called a Better Route Planner, ABRP. It doesn't have the best reviews on Google Play, 2.9 stars, but it might be worth considering. Better Route Planner combines many of the route planning features of major mapping apps. They want access to my location. They let me select my vehicle. And again, I put in my trip to St. Augustine. This map display shows me all of the charging stations that they're aware of between my starting location and my destination. I've zoomed into the locations that are nearby, and you can see I have a Gate Petroleum Florida Power and Light Evolution station that did not come up on one of my previous searches. And it gives me a close-up of what the app actually looks like. Social media is playing a much bigger share in finding EV charging station. PlugShare is one of the sites that is available. It's a combination mapping and social media, EV Finder, and interactive payment application. By being interactive, its users can check in at the charging stations they find on the app and report their experiences. Here you can see the availability of PlugShare on Google Play. It may well be available on Apple. I did not double check. Once again, you can see all of the stations that are identified when I bring up the map. I put in World Gulf Village. Here's the route with the charging stations depicted en route. Filters that I can put in, again, changing the outlet. And I definitely have public stations selected. This one lets me choose the charging networks if I wish. And it has a couple of pages of those. All right, we're now zoomed in to the World Gulf Village and Renaissance Village, and you can see two of the charging stations shown. Here's the dermatology station we found previously. Another one, DJ Capital, investment location apparently. And if I zoom in on DJ Capital, you can see that they're telling me what the cost may well be. It's just apparently a flat $2 per hour charging. And they're telling me, as of the time I took the screenshot, that my plug is available on 2 stations, but at the moment, 1 station is available and 1 is offline. Note here that the social media aspects are now available to me at a station located near a Best Western in St. Augustine. And they're saying that I can leave a check-in with a positive rating or a negative rating. And you can see the ratings that have been previously posted for these stations. They also use what they call leaderboards, which, and the social media site, they designate people as explorers, where people have check-ins in the last 30 days. Heroes, ranked by number of check-ins at shared, this one says at a shared home charger. And scouts, ranked by the number of stations added to the network. Oliver apparently is added to the network, 6,572 stations, quite an achievement. PlugShare has some additional features, and they have an extensive help file. You can navigate with PlugShare. You can actually set up an account and pay with PlugShare, and there are archived PlugShare resources. One of the bigger social media sites is Twitter. They serve many purposes. One of them is to support those attempting to find nearby EV charging stations and their status. The Twitter account, Rate Your Charge, is one Twitter account that supports this function. Rate Your Charge, and this is the Twitter account. And it is brought to you by the team of Out of Spec, which is a YouTube channel doing extensive ratings of EV sites. At the moment, they've got 8,363 followers, so they have a bit of a way to go. Rate Your Charge does come out with a weekly newsletter, and you get a weekly report at this link tweeted out. So if you follow them, you'll get this, and you can see that they will rate satisfaction and availability for Teslas, ChargePoint, EVgo, all other stations, and Electrify America. This is just an example of the weekly newsletter, which at the present time is online, and I don't believe you can sign up for it. Here's an example of a tweet posted by one of the members of Rate Your Charge, and he's saying he's getting slow speeds at this particular network in this particular location. Another one near a Best Buy and sporting goods in Seattle, and another one in Michigan on a Tesla supercharger. So that's a good example of the types that are available. I've archived a number of YouTube videos which support my reference for EV presentations. The URL for the site is available in periodic Saturday Tech for Senior newsletters. If you're going to be using public level 2 and 3 chargers, you will likely use one or more mobile apps to support your search for a charging station and the process of charging your EV and paying for the use of the charger. Recently, General Motors and Ford announced that future EVs will be manufactured with the Tesla North American Charging Standard interface, or provide an adapter until their vehicles are so produced. Many other EV manufacturers are likely to follow suit. Tesla's in the process of providing adapters on their supercharger network for EVs with CCS charging. So this pretty much wraps up my sub-presentations, if you will, on charging. My next EV presentations will start a review of the makes and models of electric vehicles.
You're muted, Hewie.
Yep. Very good, Mike. It just amazes me. I didn't realize that there were that many charging stations out there. And I see more and more articles showing that Tesla is going to have dual charging at their stations for more and more car manufacturers. So I think eventually it'll be like a gas station. You can go in wherever there is one and you'll be able to charge your car no matter which car you have.
Now, the key factor is what time frame eventually actually is.
Yep. At this point, I want to say thank you for everybody who has been on YouTube. And I am going to end the YouTube live feed. If you want to join us for the music and for the Q&A, by all means, there is room in the Zoom meeting. Come join us. So at this, I am going to say stop to the YouTube live feed, and we can turn it over to Ray. We're running a little bit late, Ray, but I know you've got a good music selection as usual, and I'll turn it over to you.
All right, thank you very much. Let me get started, and I may even talk a little bit faster than I normally do. Jackson Browne and David Lindley. Now, one name is pretty famous, the other one not so famous. Jackson Browne, he's an American singer-songwriter and musician known for his introspective lyrics, melodic folk rock sound, and his ability to convey heartfelt emotions through his music. Born October 9, 1948, Heidelberg, Germany, but he grew up in Southern California. Now, in 1972, Browne released his self-titled debut album, which featured the hit single, Doctor My Eyes. The album established him as a solo artist and showcased his unique blend of folk, rock, and country influences. Some of Browne's most notable songs include Running on Empty, The Load Out/Stay, Somebody's Baby, and Lawyers in Love. His music has earned him a dedicated fan base and several chart-topping hits. Now, David Lindley was an American musician and singer-songwriter known for his virtuistic skills on various stringed instruments, particularly the electric and acoustic guitar, as well as his distinctive voice. Born March 21, 1944 in San Marino, California. Now, Lindley's musical career spanned several decades and encompassed a wide range of genres, including rock, folk, blues, and world music. Highly regarded for his ability to incorporate diverse musical styles and influences into his playing, creating a unique and eclectic sound. He is perhaps best known for his long-standing association with Jackson Browne, with whom he worked extensively both in the studio and on tour. Now, David Lindley died on March 3, 2023. He acquired COVID-19 in 2020 that developed into long COVID, causing chronic kidney damage. He first came to my attention when I became a Jackson Browne fan, and more specifically on the song Stay from the Running on Empty album. So here's trivia for today. Stay has its own unique place in music history as the shortest song based on time. It's only 1 minute and 36 seconds long to reach #1 on the Billboard pop charts when it was released in 1960 by Maurice Williams. Also, the song Love is Strange Most of you may remember that was a hit for Mickey and Sylvia in 1956, but that was originally written and recorded by Bo Diddley. So here we go.
That was great, Ray. As usual, you pulled another one out of the hat that was just fantastic.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Ray, that hopefully was just his singing voice, not his regular voice.
I never met him, so I could not comment on that. But yes, unique to say the least.
All right, we're now officially in the Q&A part of the meeting. We're running a little bit late, so the Q&A will take us till 20 after the hour, and then on the half hour we will have the premiere, which will be a separate link in YouTube, but be sure to join us. There'll be 3 sessions there. Anyone want to raise their hand and ask a question of any of our speakers, or any questions in general? Carl.
Yeah, I had a couple questions for Marcia. With Word, I have the Office 365 subscription, and I guess the first easy question is, do they count the number of computers you have in your home?
Marcia?
Marcia is muted.
Yeah.
Oh, there's.
I couldn't get my mouse to my mic. I am so sorry. Yes, they say 6 people, but what they really mean is 6 devices.
Okay, yeah, because I have the subscription, and I forget where you can tell how many computers it locates, but I know I'm using less than the 6. I think I'm using 4 or 5, but it includes at least 2 in my home, my desktop and a laptop, and I wasn't sure if it went by the IP address or or something like that. But you're saying they actually go by maybe the MAC address.
Yeah, it's the account that you sign in with, and I believe they allow you 2 machines, in essence, a desktop and a laptop on one account, and then you can set up another account on what other machines you want. So each one's a separate account. Each account gives you 1 terabyte of storage, but it's a combination. Both of you, let's say you have 2 computers on the same account, you would sign in with the same account name, one or the other, so you have access to the same OneDrive of terabytes of storage.
So when you say account, it's my login name, and my daughter uses she has her own, and a girlfriend of mine has her own, and so even though I have 2 computers on mine, there would still only be 3 accounts, sort of.
That's
Yes.
4.
Both of your computers
4.
could not be on at the same time.
Right. Okay.
Only one account can be on at once.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Okay. And the other
Yeah.
question
Go ahead.
was, I had trouble for some time putting, on the ribbon, you can do headers and footers. But for a long time, I had in the ribbon insert page numbers. I didn't have to fool around with going through the headers and footers. And I lost it. And I did call for help. And I don't know, it was very complicated the way the guy took over my computer and added that in my ribbon. And then it dawned on me, I use Excel, but I don't have that insert page numbers in the ribbon on Excel. How difficult is that to add that? I don't want to use headers and footers.
Well, I love headers and footers, but I'm thinking it may be, and you know what? I'm going to have to look at that in Excel. I know I've done it, but I haven't done it recently. I could do it in my sleep in Word and PowerPoint, but I'm not quite sure about Excel. But I'll find out. Let you know.
Thank you very much. I'm not surprised. I don't want to belabor the point here, but thanks and great presentation.
Thank you.
Bob?
Yeah, I have 4 computers. I have an individual account, and I can use it on all 4. But as Marcia said, 1 at a time. I don't have 2 different machines on at the same time. So individually, I sign in with my a Microsoft account, but if I'm on one machine, the other machine isn't on, or it's not using the account. So it's not the number of machines, but actually how many times are you logged in? And you can only be logged in just that one time if you have an individual account. But it doesn't care what machine you're logged in. I have 4. I also have a couple of cell phones, and I've never had a problem with using it on any of the devices or computers.
Thanks. Drew?
So can you be, if you own 2 machines, can you be logged into both but not running Word on both and still abide by the 1 at a time user license?
Yeah,
or do you have to be actually logged out of Windows?
No, I'm logged into Windows, but I'm not using that other machine.
Right. So as long as it's not running Word simultaneously.
Correct.
Well, it depends on what plan you have. I have Office 365, and I can run Word on all 6 machines at the same time because I have 6 accounts, 6 licenses.
So you have
I have a single license.
You have the $99 plan.
Right.
I have the $99 plan like Marcia, and I can run any machine at any time with any program at the same time.
I'm doing that with a single license, but just one machine at a time.
But you have to be logged off of one of them.
Right.
It's off. The machine is off.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
on mine, they're all on.
You
So
also have multi-license. Right.
The last half of my question is, let's say I wanted to share a license with one other person. Do I have to give them access to my personal Microsoft account for them to be able to install the software?
No, you just invite them to be in your Microsoft family, and it will send them a link.
Okay.
You can have common folders and files in your account where they can share, but they won't see your private files.
Okay, thank you.
Jim?
I have a question on the memory. My understanding is when you subscribe, the $99 one, you get 1 terabyte of storage on OneDrive. Is that correct?
For each person, for each of the 6, yes.
Okay. Now, if I have a desktop and a laptop, will they share the same terabyte of information, or do I have to go to a different drive or whatever?
Into the same account, they will share the same storage and files.
Okay, but if I'm using the desktop, I can't use the laptop at the same time. Is that right?
With the same program.
I got you.
But
Okay.
I mean, if you're really good with your hands, you could try it. You could try one hand on one and one hand on the other.
So you can't leave Outlook running on both machines.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's not Outlook, it's 365.
But
on Office 3,
Outlook
on
comes
Office
with
3, on Office 365, I have 6 computers. They're all running out of Microsoft Office, and I can have Word running on each one of them at the same time. I don't have to log out to do that.
Right.
Are you using, Bill, are you using different accounts?
No, he has the 6-pack.
Okay.
I have one Microsoft account, and I log in each one of those with that account, and I can use either one of them. I don't have to be logged out on the other one. Now, if I go over, say for instance, if I add another computer, the 7th computer, then it will say you have exceeded your licenses and you have to log out of one.
Confusing, but it works.
and there are various programs that come with it. Like with your 365 subscription, Microsoft Publisher comes with PCs, but not with Macs.
Okay, Murray, you have your hand up.
Yeah, I would just going to say that I don't have Office 365 at all, so that isn't relevant. But I have the free version and the Microsoft account, and I can be logged into all different computers and be, at the same time. That isn't affected. But that's not Office 365. That's just the Microsoft account. But there's no problem being logged in to a bunch of them when I'm just using other stuff like the storage or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to thank everyone who's asked questions, everyone who was online and listening. We had a lot of good information and a lot of things that are helpful to each and every one of us. And I want to thank everybody for joining us today. I want to thank Marcia and Mike and Bill and of course Bob and Ray for all of their presentations today. The recording will be up either later today or tomorrow. So if you want to watch it again or invite a friend to watch it or rewatch to get some of the information, for instance, that Marcia gave, by all means, you'll be able to do that later today. And I want to thank all of you. Don't forget, Thursday is Tech for Senior Live, where we talk about the latest news and events in technology. And some of the most prolific of our people will be there. And then you can join either on YouTube or on Facebook. It's not a Zoom meeting on Thursdays, and you can still leave messages and we answer them for you and say hello to you as well. So until Thursday, thanks everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.